they would give you this glossy about how, look at all the things we're doing, and look at where the money's going, and they would tell you that they're so transparent. And I'm looking at categories, and I'm like, but these categories are kind of overlapping. So while they're trying to tell you they're doing X, Y, Z, they're really just shifting money in pots, and mainly it's going to them. But if you're not actually studying it and paying attention, you would never know. There needs to be accountability.
But now you don't have a plurality of elders. There is no financial transparency where the church gets a copy of the annual, the financial statement, or every month, this is how much we took in, this is what went out, this is what we currently have on the books. Like, the first time I saw that was when I was in a biblically sound, majority ethnically black church. So I wouldn't put them in, I wouldn't call them a black church because it just happened to have mostly black people
in society
there.
Wouldn't call
but
them a black
I thought it was an anomaly. I was like, wait a minute. Y'all letting us see the books? I was like, oh no, I don't think I'm supposed to see that. And they have a meeting every year, and you get to ask, well, why are we spending so much money on this? If y'all saying we need a new roof, let's cut this line item out, redirect that money. And once they paid the church off, they had a church meeting like, okay, so what are we going to do with the surplus? What is the next thing on our bucket list that we need to accomplish? I thought that was the most amazing thing ever. I never experienced that before. In the visible church, all we know about is the pimp preacher.
Yeah. So let's talk about the pimp preacher. I think we've all seen it. It is that the church is built around the personality, right? It's centered around a man. You don't put your mouth on a man of God.
That just sounds so nasty.
Yeah, it does. But you know what I'm talking about, that lifting up of this one man, right? Touch not his anointed, right? And when you do that, number one, you really do push off a lot of other men, right?
They don't step up.
Yeah, and then these women are beholden to this man that is on a pedestal, even over their husband sometimes, right?
But these are specific type of, and I use air quotes, churches, lack of accountability. Let's just call a spade a spade. Yep. Lack of accountability, because once you create a scenario where you don't have to be accountable, then everybody else's fault.
They benefit from the fact that other men aren't around. Right?
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
so
keep them in check.
Yeah, whether they're sleeping with the women or not, the fact they control the women, right?
Yes.
And we see that in churches all the time. And then that's why the pastor gets up there on Sunday and preaches a sermon catered to the women, because all the women are amen and amen, and while he telling to wait on their Boaz, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so he's feeding on this false hope, these false messages, and they're showing up every Sunday. They're giving the money,
and every year it's always gonna be your season. I've always been the person. I'm like, okay, so wait a minute. If last year was my season and nothing happened, now this year is my season. What makes this year different from last year?
New year, new you.
There we go.